Donald Trump usually dominates the media coverage, but Hillary Clinton changed that this week with a speech attacking Trump's foreign policy.
Donald Trump's ideas aren't just different. They are dangerously incoherent. They're not even really ideas, just a series of bizarre rants, personal feuds, and outright lies.
It was an extraordinary moment today. Hillary Clinton warned that Donald Trump could lead America into nuclear war on a whim.
Tonight, going nuclear, Hillary Clinton tears into Donald Trump like never before.
As a performance, as a candidate, you could argue that this was the single best performance she's had as a candidate this cycle.
Now, Toronto, let's talk about the media's reaction. So liberals, it seemed to me, on TV said she devastated Trump. Anti-Trump conservatives said she devastated Trump. Pro-Trump conservatives said, sure, it was a well-delivered speech, but undermined by her own flawed foreign policy record. Did you find the coverage of the speech and the aftermath fair?
It was reminiscent of when Senator Marco Rubio went after Donald Trump, and the media loved it. They were swooning. They just loved that somebody was finally standing up to Trump. And when you read the coverage of the Washington Post, the New York Times, the New Yorker on this speech by Hillary Clinton, they're certainly saying that she took it to him. But I don't think it's going to have the effect that these bastions of the press think that it will. I don't think Hillary Clinton is going to be able to out-Trump Trump.
Well, we'll see. But, Molly, what did you think about, it was really the first time, maybe in the whole campaign, when she sort of took the fight to Trump and seized the upper hand, at least in terms of the media coverage?
I think she's tried before, but hasn't been successful. In fact, she's flailed around a lot in trying to find an effective tone and method and means of attacking him. And I think by doing this sort of bait and switch where she said she was giving a foreign policy speech and it really wasn't a foreign policy speech, it was a speech about Donald Trump. But, you know, a lot of the sort of bedwetter Democrats that I know who have felt that Clinton's campaign was really poorly equipped to go after Trump in a one-on-one way, they were breathing a sigh of relief after the speech because they did feel it was a lot more effective, and the coverage reflected that. And
suggesting that she was not her campaign was not 100% honest with the media about the speech that everybody was going to be carried by.
Wait a second, because I actually got the information before the speech came, because this was very calculated, yes. But they did make clear in those talking points that she was going to hit Trump pretty hard. And if you look at the leaked stories that came out both in the Washington Post and the New York Times, they did make clear that she was going to be going on offense after Trump.
Yes, that's what got everybody really interested in it. But here's the other thing. I mean, Trump can't stand the New York Times. Remember the story on his conduct toward women? During the speech, while the speech is going on, Trump is on the phone to a New York Times reporter panning the speech. Terrible, pathetic. I'm the opposite of thin-skinned. What do you make of that as a real-time tactic?
Well, it's the same love-hate relationship that Trump has with the media. He continues to be widely accessible and to talk to even people who I think he considers haters and losers, even when he feels that he's been attacked by them. You know, I think Trump would like this to continue to be him versus the media. Now that it's him versus Hillary Clinton in a general election, it's a different dynamic, and I think the way this seemed to put him off balance this week reflects that he's going to have to get used to that.
Yeah, Hillary Clinton clearly doesn't like to hold news conferences. She hasn't held one in quite a while, but this week on that day of the it was a day of the Trump presser in New York. She called into MSNBC. She called into CNN. That's usually kind of a Trump tactic, too. Do you see her changing her approach to the media?
Yes, she's trying to change her approach. The Washington Post has said that previously Donald Trump was addicted to the media and Hillary Clinton was allergic to the media. And she's certainly seeing how much success he's gotten from that approach, and I think she's trying to adopt it as her own.
With the California and New Jersey primaries coming up on Tuesday, Bernie Sanders over the weekend said he told the press, do not declare victory for Hillary Clinton, even if she gets over that threshold on Tuesday, because I could flip some superdelegates. Hard argument to make against journalists who do like math.
Yeah, and this is another case where I think you've seen the press sort of calling BS, not to put too fine a point on something that a candidate is saying. There hasn't been a lot of belief given to Sanders' argument. And, you know, not coincidentally, the only people that you meet covering politics who detest the press about as much as Donald Trump supporters are Bernie Sanders supporters, because the facts have turned against them, so they've turned against the bringers of the facts, the media.
All right, brief comment.
Yeah, I mean,
if she has enough delegates with superdelegates, usually we say it's over.
Yeah, and that's why the campaign is being very clear that even if the media calls this for Hillary Clinton, which actually I'm getting indications might even happen earlier than California, it's possible, that the campaign is very nervous about this, because the next thing they need to do immediately is pivot to trying to support those people who are so angry over the process and the media.
So tune in next week as we talk about